I'm back with question 1A, like I promised about the composition. So let's look at this paper. You know the marks have been reduced to 20. So you do get 6 topics very clearly defined. Now if you look at this, if you look at these topics, you will find the first one is descriptive because they're asking you to imagine being in a remote village untouched by technology. So you have to describe the village, the people, their routine, at least one person you have met there. So, how did you feel at first? What were your feelings when you had to return? All those thoughts have to be put down, and it's totally based on your description, right? If you see the second one, it's a narrative. You have to narrate the events. You are waiting at the ATM booth of the Focus Bank. A white car drew up, very, very close details which you have to work on. 4 men with masks rushed into the bank and narrate how an attempted robbery was foiled. Now, you cannot possibly write about a robbery that was successful. Okay, so little details have to be kept in mind. And if by any chance you don't know the meaning of foiled, don't attempt the essay because your whole content will get disrupted. Yes. Okay, look at the third, which will be quite different from what you have done in the past. Today's youth is more practical and less swayed by emotions. So argue for or against. So this is a no, sorry. This is, of course, you've done an argumentative topic earlier in ICSC. So this is an argumentative topic. I'll be discussing this in detail later on. The fourth is something you've not done: sacrifice. One word. How to attempt it? I shall discuss it later on. E, another kind of an essay, which is more of a kind of a reflective, because sacrifice is expository, because you've got to expose the topic to us, right? And this one is reflective. It's easier to preach than to practice. Express your views on the given statement. Remember, taking you're not making an argument for or against. You're giving your views. Easier to preach than to practice. So it's just a narration of your opinion about it. Yes, neither good or bad, up to you, but your opinion. Acceptable or not, again, up to you, but in your opinion. And finally, you have the short story beginning with the words, and you remember short stories always have to be original, right? So if you move to the next one, you have um, you have a descriptive topic. The first one, like we are required to describe the village. I'm basing it on the question that you have about the village. Yeah, detail about the village, the people, routine, one person you met, and you need to describe your feelings at 2 stages. What were the stage? What were your feelings when you had to return? How did you feel at first? And what were your feelings when you had to return? So that has to be kept in mind. So remember the emphasis, feelings, especially the change, is to be kept in mind at the beginning and at the end. So detailing like that is how you sort of unpack the question, right? Now the second one was ATM, remember? So narrative, a series of events when the bank robbery was foiled by an alert guard. No changes can be made to the ATM booth. The white car, 4 masked men. You have to keep to that. You can't suddenly make it into a blue Mercedes or a grey Jeep. Don't don't change. And 4 masked men means 4 masked men. You can't have 4 ninja turtles. Yeah, you be careful. Don't change. And the main premise here, do not alter. You cannot change the premise. And remember, it has to be foiled. That means prevented by an alert guard. You can't end up saying that they were successful. And I mean, those of you who have seen Money Heist who think about it being a grand success, don't do that. Right? Got it? Yeah. Now, the argumentative topic, you're required to go for or against the main premise. So, practical, which translates to being less swayed by emotion. The topic is today's youth is more practical and less swayed by emotion. So, are you for this or are you against this? That is important. You cannot sit on the fence. In the very introduction, you have to clarify your stand, right? These are ABC. If you look at the expository, that was sacrifice, any type of composition, as long as it is based on the given word. But listen, you cannot write Lakshmi Bai's story and just write one example. Cannot do that. Yes, you could write a story, but it cannot be a story of just one person based on history and you write the whole thing on Rani Lakshmibai sacrifice or Padmavati or something like that. You can't do that because this is, you need to be open minded and have different understandings of it. Yes, like I said, the sixth one is definitely a reflective topic, which is it's easier to preach than to practice. Yes, fifth topic, easier to preach than to practice. So please remember not to mistake this for an argumentative and write against this. You're not supposed to write. You're supposed to give your opinion, what your opinion in and how convincing you can be about your opinion. Yes, of course you can write that today's youth is are more practical and less swayed by emotions. You can write that no, they are swayed by emotions. You can give your opinion as to saying that sorry it is where sorry it is easier to preach than to practice, easier to preach than to practice. So you could say that uh, at times we have seen people who practice and they sort of they don't preach at all. Yes, because they believe that when you practice something, it is easier to set an example. Yes, perhaps you could write it. So that is what I mean by saying that you have to state your thoughts and make it. Of course, you have the option of sitting on the fence and writing on both sides. You can say practice also will help at times. Yes, you don't have to say, no, I believe in this statement. That is not what is required of you. Okay, that's important. And finally, of course, the original story. I keep writing original because many of you end up writing stories that you've read in the past and you change it to it's a character and you say it is my story. That cannot happen. Okay. Now, what I've done is I've given from the sample paper the topics. Now, if you look at the first one, you had gone on a trekking expedition, again, description. As night closed in, you realized you were separated from the group, described your initial feelings and place where you got lost. How did you spend the night alone before you were reunited with the group? Right? B is easy to advise others not to worry, but difficult for oneself to follow the same. Narrate an experience which made you realize the truth of this statement. Narrative. The best things in life come free, right for or against. Argumentative. Photographs is your reflective, expository, exposing, bringing it into focus. In order to be successful, one should rely on oneself and not expect others to help. Express your views. This is reflective, your opinion. And finally, you have the story. Now, if you look at the trekking expedition, there's a descriptive. Trekking not highlighted will cause you to lose marks. You have to write about trekking. If you write an ordinary trip to the hill, will not be accepted because the focus is on trekking. And points like night alone, getting lost, finding a village to spend the night have to be highlighted. Remember, and the topic is we had gone on a trekking exhibition, so do not spend time writing on preparing for the trek. Many of you will write two paragraphs on how you prepared for the trek. That is not asked. You have to write about the trek itself. So that is your focus. Initial feelings, place you got lost, how did you spend alone before you reunited. Those points have to be the focus. Got it? Narrative essay. Now, very important is advise others not to worry, but difficult for oneself to follow it. That means you keep worrying. Yes, so the worry part of it is forgotten most of the time. Do not do that. You must write about the worry part because that is the crux of it. The focus on the advice, remember, is what you will end up writing everything. Not advisable. It is easy to advise others not to worry, but difficult to advise others not to worry. The focus is not on advice, the focus is on not to worry. But if you end up writing on advice as the focus, you have lost it. The focus is on worry. Yeah. A specific experience has to be stated. So, an essay on giving good advice will not be acceptable. The worry is most important, right? So be careful about how you unpack the essay topic. The third, of course, is argumentative topic, which I shall do in detail. Yes, you have to give 4 to 5 arguments to justify your stand, right? And remember, when you give an example, the example has to be with uh, your stand. Don't just give examples for the sake of listing examples to prove your point. That doesn't work. Yes. Then you had expository, that is photographs here. Yeah, link it to creativity and knowledge about the topic. Then the reflective essay is, like you can't go. It's order to be successful, you should rely on oneself and not expect others to help. You can't write an essay on just self-reliant people. Yeah, that is how to be, or how you can be successful. That will not be accepted. A short story is also not accepted because the theme is very, very clear. Because you can't make it, like I said, a sacrifice you can't write on Rani Lakshmibai. You can't write the story of Steve Jobs and say that um, his success story. You can't. That does not happen. Yes. All right. Now, and the short story, of course, plot, characters, can't plagiarize, conclude. Okay. So let me go into detail with photographs. If I'm taking it as an expository, I'm going to write about photographs. So I immediately plan my essay, right? What do my photographs represent? They represent memories, they represent people, places. All my photographs are storybooks. So I'm writing these 4 things when I'm making my plan. Yes. Apart from this, everything is linked to the past. They are all memories of the past. They are people probably of the past and the present. Yes. Or they are people forever important in our lives. Places we have visited in the past, places associated with the present, and places that will remember forever etched in your memory. They are storybooks. They are storybooks of where you can open your album of photographs and tell your friends or tell your cousins about the family that you are with, the family that you've been born into. Yes, like if you've seen your grandparents, they'll open an album of photographs and tell you about your family, that maybe some members you've never seen, you will never meet. Yes, so it is also a storybook for the future. You will always have it with you. That's photographs. So, you can make it such a nostalgic expository essay. Yes, it has to be steeped in creativity and very clear, neat vocabulary and grammar. Honestly, I'm not looking at huge words, big words, but you have to be creative about this. So, when I make this plan, I know that I can write about photographs. Now, out of this plan, I'm going to see how I'm going to present in a, maybe I will be giving examples. I have not written examples because examples are what you're going to focus on. But I'm going to use memories as my theme and give examples of 2 photographs that have always brought back memories. Memories of probably people or memories of places together. Yes, memories of people and places of the past, and I've linked it to be people who and places that will remain with me forever. So these facets have to come out when you're talking about photographs. You can make it into an album of different moments of your life and people together. So plan your essay in short paragraphs, maybe one where your photographs are of the past, one where your photographs are of the present, and how some of them you will take and put it in your forever pages, because that forever will link it to the future, right? And or forget about all this. You take photographs to be an album of storybooks. They are storybooks for you because each photograph tells you a story. So you could do that. You could choose 4 or 5 photographs and bring it together, calling it a storybooks of people, places, and memories that will last a lifetime. So create it. If you're imaginative, if you're creative, wow, you will have a cracker of an essay to write. Yes? All right, now if we move to the next one, argumentative. The best things in life come free, write for or against the statement. Now you have to make a stand. and I hope you can see this clearly. Stand against best things in life: love, friendship, good health, happiness. If you're a realist, then you will say in the modern world everything has a price. So you're against it. That best things in life does not come free because you're a realist. Probably, if I can call you, you're also a cynic. You believe that everything has a price and you're going to stick to it. And when you say everything is free, you'll say it's a dream because it has a price. So it cannot be free. So you see, this way you are against the topic that everything has a price. Nothing in this life is free. And you can give two or three. I mean, when you can take, you needn't take all of them. You can take three examples. You can take friendship, good health, and happiness. And you can go on to prove that in this modern world, all these things have a price. And you can give an example to justify your stand. And you can conclude with a paragraph on why it is not free. Because if it is as a price, freedom is a dream, right? But if you're taking a stand for it, again, I'm using the same: love, friendship, good health, happiness. If you're a romantic, then you will say in the modern world, everything has a everything. Modern world, everything is everything in the modern world or otherwise, everything depends on you. Yes, then you will say, I'm living out the modern world. I will say that everything, you will say everything depends on you. Everything depends on you. I mean, you're a romantic. Yes. So, what is the price you pay? You, the price that you pay for your for love or for happiness or for health is acceptable, because what you get at the end of it is a wealth of emotions which is yours to accept or to say no. So it is free, right? Because you have made a choice to have that. And that is a freedom of choice that you have. And that's why it is free. Now, you know how you twist it? The best things in life come free. Yes, they come free because you have made a choice to make it free. Yes, because you have decided that I shall not have this friendship because that friendship comes with a price. So I move away from that and I go somewhere where it is based on understanding. It's your choice. So make that choice as the basis of freedom. Price is negligible in comparison to the worth of all these qualities. Yes, health, you can make it free. Why? There is good weather outside. Exercise is what you decide, right? Good health is based on good practice, and good practice is based on personal choice, which is free. Which is free. So if you want good health, make your life free of all those restrictions or all those vices that will cause you to not have good health, right? Smoking, drinking, drugs, lack of exercise, junk food. They're choices, right? They're choices. They're free. You make your choice. Nobody is asking you to have all these. You have made your choice. So they are free. So that is how you have to make your decision about how you're going to take the topic forward. But you have to make your stand very clear. And you have to, in your introduction, you have to make it clear whether you're for or against the topic. And if you see, I've given these examples, 4 to 5 arguments. Do not give examples without justifying. This is your stand, these are your arguments. Give examples to justify it, and your stand will be correct. Got it? And then finally, we come to the reflective essay. In order to be successful, one should rely on oneself and not expect others to help. So, in order to be successful, so we're looking at success. One should rely on oneself. Oneself means self reliant, self motivated, good habits, and you make realistic goals. When I was writing it, I thought these are the 4 points that I am going to work on. I don't believe in expectations. Expectations means you obligation. No obligations wanted, no expectations. You do work without expecting something in return. As a parent, I'm not raising my child because I expect them to look after me when I grow old. I have been such a good friend, so my friend, I'm expecting my friend to be good to me. Sorry, that doesn't work. I have worked hard all my life, so I expect success. No, I expect success because I am self-reliant, I am motivated, I have good habits, yes, and I have realistic goals. I feel I have put realistic goals because if I'm relying on myself, I should also have realistic goals about what I can achieve. And if I have not put realistic goals, it is then when I'm dependent on others to help me to succeed. So I'm putting these 4 points which I want to develop. Yes, I'm not going to give examples. I'm a self motivated. One should rely on oneself, and oneself means you're self motivated enough. You can give your personal example about an event, about how you overcame a physical deformity by your own grit, your own determination. Yes, yes, you did not expect your others to help, but your mother did or your father did. But on your own, you stood up and maybe you took part in a athletic meet. And self motivation, when you know you can achieve something, when you know you hope to be successful. If you yourself are not motivated to reach that goal, nobody else will, because it is your task and your goal. Yes. And one paragraph on good habits on oneself. When I rely on, I want to groom myself to be that individual who is a success. And for success, I need these good habits. And you can line them up. I believe discipline, punctuality, humility, and truthfulness, honesty. Four. I believe in four. I'm not put it down because I want you to think about your good habits. And I know that I'm no mm, mm, what will I say? I'm no Magic Johnson, or I am no uh, mm, Alfred Nobel, or I am no uh, Geet Sethi. I mean, I'm using names from different. I'm no Lata Mangeshkar. I mean, I can't have a goal of that I'm going to cut 100 albums in the next 5 years. I know my voice is useless. So I must have realistic goals. I know I cannot be the snooker champion. Yeah, or I cannot be a basketball NBA player ever. I must have realistic goals. I'll be a good teacher. Realistic goals, and I'll work towards it. So I have what I do is my first 15 minutes of my essay should be based on planning for the topic. That way, when you plan the topic, when you choose correctly and plan the topic, you will be able to chart out a good essay. Remember, word limit is important. Remember, a plan is important. How you do it, I have shown you two ways of doing it. How you do it is up to you, but you should have specific points for specific paragraphs. Don't just write as the ideas come to your mind. Focus on the introduction, focus on the conclusion. You could have a good quote, you could have 3 lines from a poem from your literature text also to be used. Whatever. I have not put quotes because many of you do write a lot of quotes. So I hope this serves your purpose. I hope this has helped. If there's anything more you need out of this, do let me know. Till then, take care, study hard. Exams round the corner. Bye.